Hello again guys, it's Yakuchi back in another what if video. This is a new what if guys. This is what if Naruto continued Jiraya's legacy part 1. So guys, we know like in canon Jiraya died, so Naruto takes it upon himself, to continue Jiraya's legacy instead of becoming a Hokage. So he gives up on the dream of becoming Hokage. Since he already knows, people hate him, the villagers hate him. So in this time, the villagers never gave Naruto his recognition when he saved the village from the Shukaku, the One Tails. He never got any recognition. So let's get straight into the what if. So we're gonna start off this what if with Naruto and Jiraiya at the training trip. This is a flashback. Jiraiya Sensei, what are you writing? Naruto asks. Oh, Naruto my boy, hehe. I'm writing my latest book, Icha Icha Paradise, Jiraiya says. Naruto then says, Jiraiya Sensei, can I see? He then says, okay Naruto. So Jiraiya then gives Naruto the book. As Naruto then starts to read the book. As he's seeing all these erotic scenes before him. He started with blood come out of his nose. He's like, Nani? So Jiraiya is looking at this and he's giggling pervasively. He's like, maybe I should make Naruto my legacy, Jiraiya says. As he just smiles. So Jiraiya then says, Naruto, come with me. As Naruto then drops the book and puts it on the table. As he and Jiraiya head over to the hot springs. So Jiraiya then climbs up a tree. Naruto does the same as well. As Jiraiya then says, Naruto, this is rule 101 of becoming a pervert. Jiraiya is teaching Naruto. Naruto then nods and says, yes sensei. As Jiraiya then gives Naruto the magnifying light, the goggles to see. As Jiraiya then sees some woman in the hot springs bathing. As Jiraiya then says, Naruto, look. So Naruto then looks and he says, such angels. Naruto says, Nani? Jiraiya sensei, what's this? So Jiraiya then gigs and says, Naruto my boy, that is the paradise of the woman. And then everyone, Naruto then says, okay. So Naruto then takes out, and Naruto then says, Jiraiya sensei, do you have a notepad? Which Jiraiya then says, oh, here you go Naruto. So Naruto then starts to write everything that he sees from these women. He starts recording, the sizes, the beauty and everything. So Jiraiya then says, Naruto, do you want to write a book? Which Naruto then says, I think so. So Jiraiya then gives Naruto some paper to write his book. As then this is where it all begins. Naruto, the legacy of Jiraiya. Back to the present. So as you already know, Jiraiya has already died on his mission to go to the Akatsuki. So before Jiraiya died, he saved at least like one last gift for Naruto. So this was a seal which was developed by Kushin and Minato. So this was a secret project of Kushin and Minato, which was to give him to Naruto, when he became of age or matured enough. So this seal is gonna grant Naruto a certain dojutsu, which I'm not gonna mention right now, but you're gonna see it in future. So yeah, Jiraiya is dead. R.I.P. Jiraiya. So so Naruto is summoned to the Hokage's office. As President says, Granny's not what's wrong? Because he sees Kakashi is there, Iruka is there. Tsunade is looking down. She looks like she's been crying. As Pa the toad is there. As Pa then says, Naruto boy, Jiraiya boy is dead. President says, what? Is this some kind of a joke? Because Pa then says, no Naruto, Jiraiya boy is dead. So Naruto lets out some tears before he then wipes out his eyes and says, Pa, can I come to mount your book and finish my sage mode training? Which Pa then nodded and said, oh Naruto, before Jiraiya died, he wanted me to give you something. Which Naruto says, what is it? Which Pa then gives him the scroll. Naruto opens up the scroll and then he sees, Naruto, if you are reading the scroll, I'm unable to give it to you. I have died, stopping the Akatsuki. There's some information on the Akatsuki, but you can read that later on. This is a seal which your parents developed for you. It was a dojutsu which could, control a lot of things. But they never really got to test it. It was in its experimental phase. But the program was shut down after, Minato died. Your parents are Minato and Kushina, since I already told you. Pump some of your chakra into the seal. So, rather than pumps his chakra into the seal, is, his genetics start to get changed. And also, information start to go into Naruto's head of all this, certain Dojutsu worked. So this Dojutsu is called the Seijusa gun. Yeah, from the thing, it's called the Seijusa gun. So, Jiraiya then says, Naruto, use this Dojutsu and continue my legacy. Goodbye, my student. So Naruto then smiles as he then says, okay. So Naruto then closes the scroll as he then seals it away. So, Naruto then heads to his house. As he goes to his house and then he goes on his table, starts reading some Icha Paradise. Jiraiya's last book, So Naruto starts to read the Icha book as he sees, the way Jiraiya has been writing his books. They're very, captivating and they draw the reader closer. So Naruto says, maybe I can try. So Naruto then grabs some paper as he starts to write his Icha book. Time skip 3 months. Naruto has been, going around the village to the hot springs, spying on women. Flashback. Naruto had went to the hot springs via Shadow Clone. He didn't want to get caught, so he put a transformation jutsu on his Shadow Clone. So the Shadow Clone, went with some goggles to see what's going on in the hot spring. So, he started peeping. He then saw Kurenai Yui, Uncle Machirashi, Yugeo Yuzuki, Tsunade was also inside, and Tsume Inozuka, as well as, Ayame Ichiraku. They were inside the hot spring. So, Naruto was looking at these people, so he was saying, Granny Tsuna, his grandmother's, big dress, and then Naruto was like, Nani? Oh my god. Jiraiya Sensei was not exaggerating when he said they were big. I wonder how that kimono top hides them. Naruto started thinking to himself. He started giggling possessively. Jiraiya Sensei, I'm really becoming like you now. Naruto said to himself. Flashback end. So, Naruto was done writing his book, he decided, to go to a publisher who was in the Hidden Leaf village. So when he got into the shop of the publisher says, oh, hello there. My name is, Kenki. I'm the publisher. He then says, oh, Kenki-sama, I'm here to publish a book. I'm continuing, my sensei, Jiraiya Sensei's books. Which, Goku then said, oh, so you're continuing the Icha Paradise. Which then nods and says, oh, so let me go over the book and, see. So, Kenki then took the book, he started to read the book. So, Kenki then told Naruto he can come back after a week when I'm done reading the book, which Naruto then nodded. Time skip 1 week. Naruto is done reading the book. He's finished completely reading the book. As Kenki, he goes back to Kenki's shop, which Kenki, says, yes, this is a very good book. It's even better than Jiraiya-sama's book. Which Naruto then smiles a bit and says, so, can you publish it for me? And give me like 1 copy of it, which Kenki then wants. So Naruto then says, thank you. This Kenki then publishes the book to Naruto. Time skip a few days. Naruto's book has really been a hit among the male shinobi population. It has even, gone as far as, other countries like, the Stone Village, Kiri, Kumo, Snow Country, all types of villages. Even Demon Country, it has also reached there. Naruto's book is a sensation, and Naruto's been creating a lot of money from this. So Naruto was then called over by Kenki, which Ken then said, Naruto, your book is a hit. So Naruto then says, so how much money has it made so far? Which Ken then said, roughly it has made over 5 million Rai this first few days. So all of that money is gonna be transferred into your Shinobi account. Then Naruto says, very well. So Naruto then takes his book and goes over to Kakashi and Yamato, which they've been assigned to Naruto. Naruto then says, hey Kakashi sensei. She says, Naruto, what is it? Because Kakashi is in the book. Oh, Kakashi sensei, I got this new Icha Icha book, which Kakashi says, Nani? I thought Icha Icha book stopped when Jiraya sensei was done. Which Naruto says, oh sensei, this is mine. I'm continuing Jiraya sensei's legacy. So Kakashi then takes the book as he opens it, as this bright light, which Kakashi's like, what's this? So, flips, he reads a page, he flips, then some nose starts coming out of his mask, draping down his mask. Kakashi's like, and then Kakashi is then blown away with a giant nosebleed. So Yamato just saw this, said, huh? Impossible. Kakashi senpai has never passed out before. I must really see this for myself. So Yamato then takes the book as he starts to read, which he gets knocked out by a nosebleed. So Yamato then giggles to himself. It seems I've actually done it. But then smiles to himself as he then goes over to the Okage office. At the Okage office, Naruto then says, Granny Tsunade, can I, go to the toads and continue my training? Which Tsunade then says, very well, Naruto, you may go and continue training. Naruto then does some answers and says, reverse summoning jutsu, he says. He then gets transported to Mount Myoboku. At Mount Myoboku, the toads are just chilling, doing their toad thing. Naruto then poofs in front of Ma and Pa and the Great Toad Sage. The Great Toad Sage then opened it and said, huh? Who are you? And then said, oh, I'm Naruto, Toad Sage. Is huh? Jiraya boy? No, you stupid Toad Sage, Ma says. Jiraya boy is dead. He passed on. This is our summoner Naruto. Ah, Naruto boy. Have you come to complete your training? Jiraya then says, yes, I'm come to complete my training, Sage told. So Naruto then starts his training with Sage mode as he continues his training. He's also been mastering his dojutsu. So these are the basic fundamentals of the seducer gun. The seducer gun can seduce any female. It's like the Koto Matsukami, but much more powerful. It allows you to control the victim when you look at them. So that's the first fundamental of it. Number two, the seducer gun can copy other dojutsus, or can absorb other dojutsus and get genkai. This is gonna result in Naruto being OP as well. Thirdly, this dojutsu can tend to make the person a bit perverted, and yeah. So those are the basic fundamentals of the seducer gun. Back to the video. So right now with the Leaf Village, as the parts of pain come up. These parts of pain start causing havoc in the Hidden Leaf Village. Nagar and Conan are in the tree hiding. Zetsu is also spying and seeing the carnage. So Pain does the world channel Pain, Almighty push, destroying the village. Which a few minutes later Naruto then poofs in with the Toad gang. Pulls up with the Toads. I don't know if you have a picture of the epic scene. Naruto pulls up with the Toads and Ma and Pa on his shoulders like Jiraya. Which slowly Naruto sees this and says, oh, he's like Jiraya, he says. So Jiraya, it seems Naruto has finally caught up to you. She then smiles. So Pain sees Naruto. He does not waste no time, he then rushes with Pain. Naruto then activates his Sejusa gun and copies Pain Rinnegan, but not completely. Naruto then says, it must be a puppet. So Naruto then activates Sage mode. He then goes to attack, the absorption pain. So as the absorption pain absorbs Naruto's Rasengan, Naruto says, absorb this, as Naruto then pumps some nature chakra into the absorption pain, which it gets turned into stone, as it then crumbles apart. The summoning pain, is attacking the toads with those dogs and everything, which the toads are fighting back. So Naruto completely mastered Sage mode, because thanks to mind power on his shoulders, so there's an endless supply of Sage power. So what's the robotic parts? Naruto does what he does in canon, destroys all the parts except for the Tendo pain. So Naruto gets pushed back in this one, as the Tendo pain stabs Naruto in his hands, which drains Naruto of his chakra, as Naruto then says, Ma Pa, get off, as mind power not and get off. Which Naruto then activates the Kyuubi chakra, which it goes into his three-tail state, which him and Pain start fighting, and Naruto then eventually destroys the puppet, because he missed the fourth Hokage, yeah. So I'm gonna skip all those parts because we already know them. They're they were epic scenes, but there's no need to repeat them. So Naruto then tracks Nagato as he then goes to the tree. As Naruto is going there, he's joined by Kakashi and Mighty Guy and some other Anbu. Which Naruto then says, no, I'm going alone. Which they understand Naruto's reasons for doing this, and Naruto is pretty powerful, so they stay. At the tree, Nagato has been defeated by Naruto. Naruto then says, maybe he's the one to continue Jiraiya Sensei's legacy. Maybe he's the one who can bring peace to this world, which is full of pain. Nagato thinks to himself. So Naruto then comes into the tree as Naruto does what he does in canon. Naruto then talks no jutsus Nagato, as Naruto then understands, as he then says, Naruto, I want you to take my eyes. Which Naruto then says, oh, that's not necessary, Nagato. I can just copy them. Which Naruto then says, okay. Naruto then opens his eyes. Naruto copies Nagato's Rinnegan, as well as the information in Nagato's mind. So Naruto then says, Naruto, I'm going to revive all the people, but I want you to do one thing for me. Please take care of Conan. Naruto then says, okay Nagato, I'll take care of him. So Conan is like saying, Nagato, don't, it's not worth it. Naruto then says, don't, Conan. I have done too many terrible things in my life. It's time for change. So Conan begins to cry, and as Naruto walks over to her, he then hugs her on the back and says, it's okay, Conan, it's okay. So Conan then hugs Naruto as she clings onto him. So Naruto then does, the Rene Tensei Jutsu, reviving everybody. So Naruto then says, Conan, you can come with me to the village, and but you're gonna have to get rid of the cloak. Which Conan then nods, she then leaves the cloak. So Naruto and Conan take Nagato's body, as they bury it, where Naruto they buried Jiraiya, that time. Nagato then goes and buries, him there. Conan then puts the flowers there. So Naruto and Conan then go to the Leaf Village, which Tsunade is not exactly in a coma, but she's asleep for a while. So Naruto and Conan go back to the village, as Naruto is then cheered for by everyone who's there, because to save them. So the rebuilding of the village commences. Koku, Naruto's publisher, then says, Naruto, do you have another book you want to publish? Which Naruto then says, yeah, I think I do. As he hands Koku a copy of another book. This one is called Icha Icha Paradise, The Mysteries of the mistress of the secretary, which I'm not gonna get into unless you guys want me. You can just comment right at the bottom. So Koku takes the book to go and publish it. So right now Naruto does not have his apartment, so he decides to take Conan to the Namikaze estate. Since Naruto met his parents, flashback, Naruto was rampaging. Naruto was about to sprout the 8th tail of the Nine Tails, because he could control from up to 6 tails. Since he was training with Jiraya and then he trained with the toads, he could control up to 6 tails of the Kyuubi chakra. So when he spotted the 8th tail, Meto appeared, as well as Meto then told Naruto about the Namikaze estate, everything. He left Naruto the accounts to access it, and Kushina also appeared. But Kushina is gonna appear twice, so this is the first time to see Naruto. She then tells Naruto she's always gonna be there inside the seal, since she sealed her soul inside the seal instead of it going to the Shinigami. So guys, I'm gonna leave off this video. Please like and subscribe to this Icha story which is coming together. If I can get about 30 likes from you guys, that would be lit. So cheers guys.